Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new in my channel, please remember to subscribe so that you may be able to get my videos as soon as I upload them. Today I want us to expose yet another fake project which is commonly found in YouTube. And today we are looking at the project where the owner is using laser beads to construct or to fabricate a cell. Then that cell is being used to power a light bulb. And today I'm going to allow the owner to take you through the fabrication and explanation of what he's doing. Then after that we are going to critique the projects. So let's watch what the owner is doing together.
To show you how to generate hydroelectricity, salt and razor blade, so you don't need to pay light bill anymore. Let's jump in. So all we need is lamp holder, switch to turn on and off our electricity, and this particular type cable here are not touching each other, please. So the razor are not touching each other. Make sure the razor are not touching each other. So repeat the same process here. So after that you put it together again. Put this one also together. Let the razor not touch each other, please. We are going to use maxing tape here also. After this, now we have a negative and positive. So we are going to put this negative and positive together. Let's put the negative and positive together and use maxing tape again. Car battery, this is what is inside. This is what I'm constructing here. So avoid the black and the red to touch each other, which is negative and positive. So I'm going to use selective here. After this is what we have now. It's time to connect the lamp holder. let's put this one here and see what will happen. Why no food? Okay.
So that the salt is not dissolved.
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Let us now try to critique this project using scientific principles. When I look at whatever this person is doing, he's trying to make a simple cell. He's trying to make a simple cell, then that simple cell is powering a light bulb. So I want us to see how a simple cell is constructed, and we have two main ways of constructing a simple cell. One is by using half cells, and the other one is by using just a simple cell dipping electrons in an acid. A simple cell is also called a galvanic cell, and it's also called a voltaic cell. Let us look at how a person can make a simple cell or a voltaic cell using half cells. And I'm going to use zinc and copper as my electrons. So when you dip zinc into zinc sulfate and copper into copper sulfate, and then connect a circuit, that is a wire and maybe a rod together, and a sort of bridge. This is what happens. So when you connect a complete circuit with rod, zinc will have high tendency of losing electrons. So this high tendency of losing electrons, it will make it start dissolving in the zinc sulfate solution. So as it dissolves into the zinc sulfate solution and loses electrons, it is these electrons that flow through the cable and give energy to the bulb or to the load or whichever thing that you have connected as our load. Then they move to the copper solution, and now because copper has high tendency of gaining electrons, this copper solution that is on the other side of the half cell, because we know that copper sulfate, when it exists as a solution, it is existing as copper ions and sulfate ions. Now these copper ions will gain electrons that have been given by the zinc and form copper metal, and that process will continue. What is the purpose of the salt bridge? We are all aware that as the zinc dissolves into the solution, it is losing electrons, and if it is losing electrons, that side is becoming more positively charged, and as the copper sulfate or the copper ions in the copper sulfate gain electrons and become metal, they are making that side become more negatively charged. If that state continues, then there will be no flow of electrons. After some time, our battery will just give energy for a short while and stops giving energy. So to obtain an equilibrium where the positive charges that are being accumulated at the zinc sulfate can be at equilibrium with the negative charges that have been accumulated at the copper sulfate, then we put a salt bridge. This salt bridge makes these electrons to flow towards the other side. In other words, you know that salts, we only have two conductors, metals and salts. Salts at molten state or aqueous solutions. So the salt bridge is acting as a conductor to make sure that these solutions, all our electrolytes, are at equilibrium, that there are no accumulation of electrons or charges at any of the solutions, so that our cell may continue giving energy. The other way of making a galvanic cell or a voltaic cell is by use of acid, where we just have one solution as our electrolyte and dip our electrodes in that solution and connect our load. So this is what happens. Number one, we should be able to know that an acid is a substance or a compound which in aqueous solution produces hydrogen ions as the only positively charged ions in that solution. So there's something that we said about hydrogen. We said that copper is less reactive than hydrogen and zinc is more reactive than hydrogen. So hydrogen is acting as a mediator, or it's just at the center of the reaction of zinc and copper. So what happens when we dip zinc into its sulfuric acid, both zinc and copper? We said that zinc is more reactive than hydrogen. So because zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, it will tend to replace hydrogen in the sulfuric acid, and as it replaces hydrogen to form zinc sulfate, then it loses electrons, because for a reaction to take place there must be gain of or loss of electrons. Actually in metals, because metals react with the acids to form salts, it will be loss of electrons. So it is these electrons that are lost by zinc that flow through the wire to the lamp, then to the other side of copper. On the other side of copper, we said that copper is less reactive than hydrogen. So what will happen is that the hydrogen ions that have been released by sulfuric acid, as it reacted with the zinc to form zinc sulfate, they are going to accumulate at the zinc electrode. And as they accumulate there, and as the electrons flow from the zinc electrode through the wire to the load to the side of copper, when they meet those hydrogen ions, they are going to be gained by those hydrogen ions, and the hydrogen ions will form hydrogen gas. And that's how that cell operates, the cell that is using acid operates. If we look at the principles that I've just explained, there's our brother here who is using laser blades. These laser blades are made by the same metal. Number one, you can't have electrodes of the same metal in any cell. Electrodes must be of different metals. You can't form electrodes of the same metal, because you have said that simple cells, all galvanic cells, all the voltaic cells operate under the principle of redox, where one electrode is gaining electrons and the other one is losing electrons. So if we have the same metal, then which one will be gaining electrons and which one will be losing electrons? That one doesn't make sense. Number two, if you are to use salt as your electrolyte, then you should use half cell. You can't use salt as your electrolyte and use just a single electrolyte and dip both of your electrodes in that electrolyte. That one does not make sense. For you to use a salt, you must use two salts, and in many cases the two salts that we use are the salts made of the metal that we are using as our electrode. We don't use salts of different metals. Number 3, we all know that sodium chloride. Sodium is more reactive than iron. We know laser blades are made of steel. Steel is just an alloy of iron, and I'm assuming that in steel, if steel can be used as an electrode, then the most active metal will be iron, because that is the most reactive metal in steel. So if you are using steel as an electrode and sodium chloride as our electrolyte, and we know that sodium is more reactive than iron, what are the possibilities that iron is going to be oxidized? There are no chances that iron is going to be oxidized by sodium chloride. So that cell does not make sense at all. So let us look at why would this thing be lighting the bulb. Now if you look carefully at this environment where this person is fabricating the project, there are possibilities of having an hidden battery. So I have a bulb here and I want to light it. I believe that you are going to enjoy my magic. I'll just use my saliva and light this bulb. You can see that the bulb is lighting after using my saliva. When I remove my saliva, it does not light. When I put saliva again, it lights. Let us try to open this bulb and see how it looks like inside. So I have opened it. It doesn't light. When I put my saliva, it lights. When I remove my saliva, it doesn't light. So what is making this bulb to light? There is an hidden battery. You can be able to see a battery inside that lab. That is what is making that bulb to work. The hidden battery inside my bulb. Most of these projects that look spicy and probably you want to do them for your coursework are fake. And I have always advocated for you not supporting fake projects. I've already exposed another one to you which is fake. Please do not support those fake projects. When you support them, you make those people have many views and they are likely to